Oh, my camera's not here. Hold on. There we go. And a little high up. I guess I can focus myself down. Hello. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our Deck Knight project, a game built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, the game playability system plugin, and all that good stuff. So today, we're going to start yet another refactor. The issue being that, because our cards are currently just data assets, referencing them and trying to write into them causes issues where if I want to make one card level 5 and another card level 2 of the same instance of the same data asset, it gets overwritten and it gets populated wrong and we get issues. So we're going to see if we can refactor this into an instance struct where we can do things like have an asset or, a reference to our card data asset, an instance ID, a card level. And that way we should be able to hopefully better track this stuff. And then our hand, our deck, our graveyard, our binder in the game will be represented as these structs, as an array of these structs. And hopefully it will work as expected. So we're going to start that refactor. So it's going to start with the actual struct. So we got to do a use struct, blueprint type so it's accessible in blueprints just in case we need them. We're going to call this F card instance. And we're going to generate uBody or just generate body. And now our properties, right? So we need uProperties, and it's going to be this case down the line when we need to do some save and load and stuff like that. So we're just going to make sure some of this stuff is compatible down the line for when we need to save it and load it, because we want to be able to save cards in your deck, save the cards in your binder. Not necessarily have to save things like your cards in your in your hand or anything like that, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, save and loading is going to come down like much later down the line. What I want to make sure is that this system is scalable enough to handle that. So we're going to do blueprint read only for this property, save game, and it's going to be FGUID. Card ID. I think you could say card instance ID, might be a little bit clearer. LU property, everything's going to be blueprint read only. I don't know if we ever want to be able to overwrite it in blueprints, but like the card level maybe. We'll make it read only for now. And let's also spell uProperty correctly. Thank you, autocorrect. So tsoft object pointer. So things, of course, are going to be soft so that we don't. Because the concern is when you make things hard references and say you have like a hard reference of like 100 cards. That means all 100 cards would be loaded. That means all 100 gameplay abilities or gameplay effects or what have you would be loaded, or images and text, icons, and blah, blah, blah. So everything we want to make sure is soft, and we'll load it at runtime. So uCard data asset, card data asset. And then now card level. This one, we'll leave it read only and save game, of course. And then we're going to do int 32 level. So 1. By default, we're not going to work with card levels kind of starting at 0 or anything like that. Then we could make a helper function so bool is valid. We can just check to see if instance is valid and the card asset is not null. Basically just confirming that everything is fine. So we can say return. That should be okay. And now we need to make new versions of our arrays here, so I'll just put them next to each other. Probably just rename them. Like eventually we're gonna have to delete these ones, but so D array, and it's going to be at this new F card instance, active deck instance. Just to give it some indicator name, and then we just got to do the same things, right? So the graveyard, we're going to have to figure that out, that mechanic out later. Worse. It's also has to be a uProperty. I'm just make sure I copy everything. that. Now we have our instances. Now we have to update our delegates. Right now they were passing in card info, like on card activate, on card edit to hand. We're just going to change those both to const. This game, everything's going to break, but we should be okay. Const f card instance card. Same. Now we gotta update our activate card by instance ID. So there's activate card and draw card. This is where we have to start. So let's copy this. Cool. Activate card by instance ID and then const. Boom. Sorry, helper function there. So let's generate that bish. Now we gotta say f card instance card equals current hand instance dot find by predicate. So const f instance concept card instance. What do we take? So card here. So can I initialize local variable card of type f card instance with u card data asset? Not sure where that's coming from. Let's just say return through for now, just so it calms down. So f card instance, so card. Oh, current hand. Oh, what's the word? Current hand instance. There you go. So now we could say if not card, return false. Or I could do a ulog fnt temp warning. Oh, Just let it do its thing. Whoop. Okay. Now we get the card data asset. We load stuff, right? So I have to now comment out that one because that's the old broadcast method. So now we need to say what? New card data asset. Card asset equals. No, not that. Set. So can I initialize local vector? Oh, because we got to load. If not, asset. Then we got, now we can broadcast the new one. So for on card activated broadcast, that we can pass in card. Then we pretty much got to do this next thing. Card, basically, card to activate. And I say activate card. And this is where I think we also need to pass in card level. Because then we eventually get the card data abilities. Like we could potentially bypass this, because we're doing some weird indirection here. We're saying, from the deck manager component, go into the card data asset to then call activate card from the card ability set. I think we could just go straight to the source in this one. Because like in theory, we should be able to say, what's the word? Activate, not activate ability, activate card. And we just need to get the ability system component. But yeah, we'll also need to pass in card level and stuff. So we would need to just say, in 32 card level. I mean, we could just pass it directly, right? We could just say card level. Yeah, we can probably eliminate this function in general and just go straight into this one. But yeah, this one will need to be including a card level. So let's update the signature here. We'll say 1 by default. So let's just copy this whole shebang back here. Paste that whole shebang. Take out that. Then yeah, we go through all this, and we're gonna eventually go, and we're gonna have to also call to give to ability system. I mean, we could pass in the instance struct, but passing the whole thing might be a little redundant. So we're also gonna have to pass in 32 card level. That. Then when we pass along stuff, let's find card level in here. Because yeah, it's a couple places. So override card level, we're gonna have to fix that eventually. But also card level, activate card, override card level. We'll just ignore that terminology. So now, yeah, this is where we're getting card level. Where were we initially doing this? Card loaded, granted attributes, that's fine. Now it's the abilities, right? We're doing the ability class, slot tag, spec, doing that, set ability slot. Yeah, now we're doing card level. So I feel like the ability set, yeah, it does have a card level parameter in it. So that's probably where these things are coming from. So we can just highlight that. Should still work. But now it's passing in the stuff that we expect. So flush pending activations. This is the stuff we're like queuing up and everything. Yes, we could internally have something here. Card level internal. And then when we call activate card, for example. We could say let's find the instances where we're doing that. So internal card level, fine. Store reference to past and card level. Should hopefully be okay. I'm sure I fucked something up, but we'll have to see. So let's look at where card level is. So we have card level here, so let's say maybe, yeah, and then we're gonna have to redo this one later. Card level internal, yeah. Card level. Should be okay. Initialize starting deck instances. I feel like there's probably more to it. Because the activate card, I think, is now redundant, so we could probably nuke that. So card data asset, it's not really going to be much. And maybe that's okay. But let's look at the deck manager component again. So yeah, there's activate card, instance ID, then there's draw card. So all of these are probably going to have to be given a variation of this. So U function, blueprint, callable, category. F card instance. We'll just have to look at the original function. kind of write it in a very similar way. Except active deck instance, right? So something similar to that, right? So card charger with card instance. So can I say like that or that? Oh. Can I write something like that? And they also said this is redundant. If we already pop it, it already removes it. So rid of that broadcast. We'll just comment it out. It's just the same line. And then we need to, in the end, return card to draw. We'll say card to draw. I think it's literally just card to draw, right? Okay, and now activate card. I also need to get all this stuff, right? So we need to, this is also good. So on begin play, I think that's where I need to probably get an internal reference here. So what's wrong here? So inappropriate on a variable, something like that. Okay. I gotta redo a bunch of shit now. So that's what we're fixing. Card instance to draw. I'll just name it like that. Just to that. What else is wrong? So we're fixing this soon. And then down here, force card in hand, right? So we need to this as well. So new function, blueprint callable. Category. Deck. Oh, something along those lines. Generate that bad boy. Now just very similar. So if not part, no, well, card instance to add valid. Similar here. Say current and instance add dot broadcast like that. This is redundant. So now, yeah, let's get a reference. Private. Get a reference to our ability system component. components, boom, so view ability, system component. Would be okay. I don't know what it's yelling about. Oh. I think we could do protected, right? There should be like a something like that, I think. We can say begin play. We should be able to say we can just say equals and then when we activate card by instance ID, we could say, I guess we first would be like, hey, if that, whoop, we pass that in and we say card. What am I doing? What's the struct name? Should hopefully work. So that was a pretty juicy refactor. Let's see if that compiles. And then we're going to have to update a bunch of stuff, a lot of content in editor. We're going to have to update our UI. And I'm fairly certain we'll have to update our debugging. Okay, so the property card reference type. I don't know really what this means. So do I have to declare the struct first and then those delegates? Maybe that's not a good way to put it in. Maybe I need to put the struct in deck data. Maybe that'll be better. Let's just see if that fixed it. Okay, we were close. Yeah, let's move this struct out. Put it into deck data. In here, let's just make sure we include data. Should compile. So card level's not a member of the. Okay, so it was in the manager panel. So yeah, we're gonna have to for now comment some of this stuff out. Not sure why is that trying to open up something? Let's just see if that got us to where we want to be. And yeah, we'll have to go to a couple places. We're gonna have to go to our player state, our deck component, and kind of instantiate some cards in our hand. Just try some stuff out. Okay, so somehow I made things worse. I need to also include this. Seems wrong. I don't know if I'm creating circular dependencies or anything. So yeah, now it's including deck data in here. So probably I'm going to get a circular dependency. Yes. So it can't really be here. Yes. Yes, it could be like because yeah, deck data makes sense because there's all this card information and stuff. But then yeah, card data asset has a reference to card data, which is then in here. That's tricky. Okay, I'm just gonna put it back. Here. Doesn't seem like we need deck data anymore. We'll have to see what makes sense. Might need to move some data around. Don't need that. Like, this tells me like I architected something completely wrong. I am getting a circular dependee. So, for whatever reason, so deck manager component CPP, like what in God's name? Like what? Why is it talking about this UI kit stuff? Did I type something in wrong? Like, I have no idea why this error is coming up. Did I accidentally include? I did accidentally include it. Okay. It's that autocomplete. Coming after me again. That should do it. All right, we're in business. We're in business. So now we're getting some compile errors. Totally makes sense. because we changed some signatures. But let's start at the player state. Let's player state. Boom, boom, boom. And we gotta go into our deck. Your opponent. Yeah, we have active deck, right? So active deck instance. So can't really. I can't add to it. Okay, I'm guessing that's the same with all of these, right? Yep. Oh. Okay. So first problem. Deck manager component. View properties. Edit anywhere. Blueprint read only. TRA. F card instance. I made it blueprint type. So weird. Let's see. We gotta dig deep. Just gotta look online, see what's going on. I'm not sure. It's weird. Okay, so edit anywhere. Makes sense. A classic goof. Yo, what's up, Casper? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. How are you? I don't know if the card instance ID needs to be edible in some way. Do I have to, like, in the constructor here, say that it's, like, equal to... I don't know. Good, yeah, how's work going for you? Yeah, work's going pretty good. We're doing another refactor. Surprise, surprise. So, I'm talking to ChatGPT to see how I would be able to use the old system with save load. And it didn't seem like it was going to be compatible, so we're refactoring things so that cards are actually part of a struct, but the struct contains the card data as well as a card instance FGUID, and it contains the card level in the struct so that per card instance could have its own level if we wanted. You know, down the line, I don't know if that's what we want. Like, say you have two of the same card, do we really want one to be level 2 and the other one to be level 1, and you kind of have to, like, upgrade and level up those cards individually? I don't know. So yeah, we changed a lot of the stuff to be compatible with card instance, so now we finally are able to compile. And so we're trying to update our data now in blueprints to match everything. So that's where we are. Hey, whatever-y, how you doing? Thanks for popping in from YouTube. I hope I'll pay the price. I hope it'll be worth the price. So now, yeah, now we have card level, right? So that looks fine. I don't really want to expose the instance ID or anything like that. So now we need to go into current hand, I think. We don't compile. So we have to change the signature here. So card added to hand. Or I could say card instance just to keep the naming. Boom. And then there's this. There's also draw card, update card spacing, all this stuff. And then there's activate card. I'm gonna need to figure out. I think this is where we did it. And then now we would have to do add card to hand with data. So at least that compiles. But we have to look at card template. That's still technically loads, which is good. But yeah, so I think we need to do add card to hand with like GUID, I guess. Or maybe just pass in an instance struct. Let's see. Let's go to UI. Card template, and then card hand. This calls this. Essentially, I want to make a new one. So function. The video like that, boom, boom, boom. Generate. Now we more or less have to do the same thing as here and just update everything. So scope, blah, blah, blah. So if we'll do all that, and now we need to say, so basically the new card needs to also have a struct associated with it. So template, activate card, instantiate card data. This one, right? So create a new one, new property, anywhere card information, sure, and then we say f card instance. This is probably where we would want to maybe move things out of the deck manager component, just so we don't have to include the whole thing. But that. Now we should be able to say, how do we name it? And then we call instantiate card data, cards in hand. That's fine. Add card and event, right? Probably not everything that we need, but let's Make sure that compiles. Okay, so it compiled successfully, so that's good. Sorry, I'm just downloading some files here. There we go. Let's see. Let's open up these bad boys again. So now we have current hand. Now we should be able to add card to hand. It does that. And then in card template, we have event instantiate card data. So instead of doing this, we're gonna have to do some form of that, right? But let me also make sure some of these things aren't variables, just so we don't see them. Okay. So card information, we have card instance. Should be able to break that. We should be able to load. And then completed. Pass to card data asset. And then good. Then say card data is, I guess it's not set, right? So we should be able to get card data. Move it in place like that. That could hopefully work. So there's that. Current hand. Now, I think we had the primary ability container giving us problems. Yeah. So we gotta say, we gotta just change this signature. So event, let's find that event. I think it was on card activated, right? Should be okay. Then I think we just gotta do the same thing. Get the card data asset. Load. Data. Info. Hopefully this will be the same. So I doubt this is going to work the first try. And yeah, of course it doesn't. That's totally fine. So let's look. Because in our player state, we have card data asset, right? So what we need to do first and foremost, go into current hand on construct. We have this timer. We get the deck manager component and we call it draw card. So I think we need to do draw card instance. There is valid. I don't know if it needs to be blueprint exposed or not. For now, we can just assume this. And then we have current hand, and then we're going to change that as well. So we got to say current hand instance. Get that length. Bam, bam. And then we have active deck, so we got to say active instant deck. Bam. Bam. So I'm hoping we have some information here. Because yeah, with the deck manager, so okay, so we have current hand instance, right? So that's active deck instance. Okay, so I'm hoping that's accurate. I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll see. Okay. We have a card. We activated it, but nothing worked. Nothing got slotted in. But we made progress. The UI is there. So now let's look at when we activate the card, right? Which is also in hand. So we have activate card. So selected card. We have activate card, and then we have another activate card. So we just need to do activate card by instance ID. That should hopefully be good. So let's see if we see the UI update. Okay. All right. So the UI doesn't update, but we are activating the ability. So that's good news. But what's wrong? So, boom. So we get the card data. That's all Gucci, but it's within here. Are we getting this callback? We are. So the card data asset, that's correct. So I think I think it's like a raise condition. Because yeah, we have to load it technically. I guess what we could do because yeah, we need the information about what was activated, right? So maybe Because the alternative is maybe doing something like this, but I feel like there's going to be just invalid data. Yeah. So, yeah. Technically it's there, but yeah, it wasn't updated correctly. Another option is you just grab this, card instance data, that, then that, then we store this event. That. The concern, I guess, is then when we activate multiple cards at a time, if it will load fast enough. Now, in theory, we could just say, I wonder. Doing something like that change anything? Okay. So yeah, it technically works. Sort of. Something's wrong with because I think when it's level 1, it should not. It should be removed immediately. It should be a one and done thing. But maybe something's broken and let's see if we're going to the player state. I give it a card level 3. Do we see any changes in the behavior? Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's getting committed correctly. So, on ability cleared. Oh, seems like almost. Maybe I broke something in the gameplay ability. Creation effect. Like, do we get here, I guess? As soon as I activate it, okay, we do get here. So on duration effect removed, do we get here? So I'll wait for that duration. We do. Call clear ability. And then we should call remove on remove ability, right? Do we not get to that? Oh. Yeah. Oh, let's be super sure. Get here. So it seems like it's updating, but is it because I had a breakpoint? Let's try again. Because like to me it doesn't seem like it's working correctly. Oh, it is working. I wonder if it's like if I do a fresh editor load, it'll break. My heart's telling me it's gonna fuck up, so let's listen to our heart. Let's see how it goes. Bring everything up. Here's our card. Yay, it loaded. Reactivate it. We go like that. We can do it as many times as we want. This thing is bigger, so we know the level's working. Is it going to get removed on the first try? Yes. Okay. I don't know what I did. But let's make this level 1. And yeah, let's look at our player state. I just want to make sure our size map is good. Yeah, it doesn't have any hard references to anything, which is great. I activate this card, it's there, bam. But yeah, that's where the problem is coming from. Like, level 1 is, for whatever reason, messing up. But maybe it's in the card data asset that I'm also messing up. So card, test card, card data, we have card info, yeah, but then the ability set, we are saying, so duration effect applied at level min. So yeah, so that's maybe the problem where we're saying it's at level 1, it's at 0, right? So we'll just have to kind of confirm. So it starts at level 2. So now if I grant the card and I activate it once, it's still an issue for some reason. No. Maybe my comparison's wrong. Let's figure this out, right? So we eventually get to what? Let's look at our current hand. We call activate card by card instance. We get all the way to here. And then we eventually get to here. So let's see, because maybe the card level isn't being passed in correctly. So we go here. get down to here, get to here, right? So card level is 1. So card level let's start from here. So we go here, right? So card level. It's not really giving us any information. Let's see. Let's put our own logging in. So, unilog fmt. But we don't see instance ID, so attempting to activate card with card level. Oh. Let's see what number we're getting. So it should be, so it is level 1. Oh, maybe I'm focused. But yeah, if we're card level 1, then we eventually get to give to ability system, and then is it greater than or equal to this, right? So let's just make sure. So live coding failed. Awesome. Why? Warning. Have to activate card level. Error, syntax error. Of course there is. Whoopsie poopsie. Time for good luck. Yeah, we'll stream for another 10-15 minutes and we'll call it a day. We made good progress, I think. I hope. And I hope this is the last time I'm going to refactor this, but it's not. But I think we're slowly making steps in the right direction, you know what I mean? And then we could jump back into the IM GUI. And then, yeah, we'll figure out what to do from there. True. Like what I found is like if you change anything in the header files, it's best to just close the project and reload it. Activate it. Oof. What happened? Guessing. Another try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to put that positive energy into the world. Make sure, I'm never gonna touch the code again. It's perfect, perfect as it is. Flawless. Okay. I believe now. Okay. Play. Oh. Okay, we play. We activate. We don't crash, which is nice. Card level activated 1, which I believe makes sense. Okay, let's make it level 2. I'll read this text so we can find it. So we're looking for 2 this time. Yes, so that seems to check out. So I'm not too sure why it attempts to be a duration effect on level 1. Like, it seems like this is failing. So yeah, it's getting, so card level, this card level it's getting is 1. So card level internal is 1. So on activated card, like these are all, for whatever reason, 1. Now, if I were to just manually say 2, does that make a difference? Now it's getting 2. Why? Okay, is this always getting reset? Because I'm putting in the number 2. I play. I stop playing. It's 2 now. Let me grant it. Stop. Yeah, okay. Am I on crazy pills or something? So let me do a compile again. I feel like I'm going nuts. Maybe when I do a hot reload, some value changes or some shit. Okay. So, 1. Still 1. Passing in 1. So I get eventually here. Wait, okay. So it's not passing. Let's look. Test card. This isn't duration by default, is it? So yeah, GE. Now I wonder. So that worked. But now if I make this level 2, I grant it has this. I wonder if this now saves into the default object. It does. That's interesting. Why does it save? Into the object. That's weird behavior that I'm not understanding. It keeps resetting the ability type to duration. Is it just because? It's definitely because of this. And I'm doing it to the CDO itself. So I'm definitely doing something hella wrong here. I'm creating a spec from the ability class, and then I'm getting the like as a CDO kind of thing. I'm gonna have to figure out why. Definitely, like, this is wrong. So I'm editing the template of it, not the actual thing. So have to. Definitely doing. I guess I gotta. Yeah. Because in the gameplay ability itself, on granted or on give ability, we configure from granted spec this, so spec that ability, I guess, right? So yeah, that's maybe the problem. Where maybe I could say spec. Because I also do ability params. So you guys set that source object. What other stuff do I have in a spec? Because there's handle ability input ID source object. Guess I could get gameplay event data. Maybe. Like, would I be able to say spec dot gameplay event data dot? It's not the source object, right? It's gameplay event data. I have to say like f gameplay event data. Say that, and then maybe I could say like event data dot optional object would be this, but yeah, what's the source object here? But yeah, maybe I'm just going about this the wrong way. It's like I'm setting the ability type there. So what do I want to do? So in general, this is I'm changing the CDO and not the ability stuff itself. Because in the end, I get the spec, right? So I can't say like it would have to be of that specific type. Like I wouldn't be able to say this gets that copy. That gets the CDO, right? Get the T subclass of ability class. I mean, can I say you ask first gameplay ability? I'll just say my ability equals cast, and but then I would say and then I could say spec.ability is a pointer, right? So would I be able to say spec.ability equals my ability? Would I be able to say like my ability ability slot? Let's see if this does anything for me. Look at the spec, I guess. This will be my last try for tonight. And then we'll call it an evening. And we'll try again later on in the week. Hoping this will, well, obviously I'm hoping this will work. So if we listen to ChatGPT and see what it makes fun of me about. But it says it's still editing this video. Seems like it's going to still be the same problem. We'll see. So right now it's instant. We are level 1. So we'll say level 2 requirement. And then here it's level 1, so it should be an instant behavior if it still works. So we have this, so spec. Level 1, ID, blah, 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 handle. Hopefully seems fine, but we'll see. Activate once and done. Cool. Now if I make this level 2, look at the CDO, seems fine still. Do that. Now it's level 2. Last 5 seconds, I think. Moved. Yeah, still. Still problematic. So yeah, the goal is to avoid having to create like multiple abilities to do the same thing, you know what I mean? So potentially what I could do is similar thing to like ungive ability. I think the source object maybe I could do something similar to what state tree is doing. So we create the spec, and we give all that stuff in, and we give params. And we create this new object. Essentially, we CDO, we get all the properties. So, yes, could make another, basically from the source object, we could have instead of ability parameters object, we could just say, we could have an object called something with the cards, right? Because we create the new object here. We pass that object into the spec, so maybe information, because yes, it's technically that probably means we should end the stream in a moment. Because essentially what the card needs to know is everything that we're doing at the moment, we're granting it, like this stuff. So setting the ability slot, so like maybe it could be something in the gameplay ability where we say, well, it's gotta be a class, I guess, like an object, and we just pass that information along in the spec. And the object could be Maybe the object could just have struct, like the instance struct. Maybe. Let me put it to do here. So, make new class. Like maybe I can put it in the same kind of class, maybe. I guess it just has to be a lightweight thing. It's also maybe suggesting to do it by something I'm tracking in the ability system component. Spec handle by config handle. So that's where I'm going to end it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you're still watching and you're not already following me here on Twitch, a follow would be much appreciated. Make sure to subscribe as well on YouTube. Make sure to check out our Discord. We'll come back on Thursday, hopefully, and hopefully we'll figure this out once and for all. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.